Thinking about buying a franchise? Then the How to Buy a Franchise show is just for you. Here's your host, Dr. John Hayes.
Hi, I'm John Hayes. I blog at howtobuyafranchise.com. And today on the How to Buy a Franchise show, I'm interviewing Jorge Ferreaz, who's the publisher of Latino Leaders magazine and also the producer of the Latino Franchise Symposium, third annual edition of that symposium coming up in July of 2017. I'm interested in talking about the magazine because it also covers franchising. This is for the Latino world. You would read this magazine if you're a leader, of course, in the Latino world, or you want to be, I suppose. But if you want to know more about franchising, you'll learn some information in here as well. Tell us about the magazine. How is it? Who does it go to? Who reads it? And how often do you cover franchising in it?
Of course, John. Thank you very much for inviting me. The story goes, we started this magazine 17 years ago. We have a larger publishing group in Mexico City, which dedicates mostly to the upper scale of the market. So we edit magazines for the oil and gas industry, for the business community, and so forth. So 17 years ago, exploring opportunities, we came to know that there were no publications addressing the high end of the Hispanic markets, in the U.S. So we wanted to do a publication that interviewed and profiled successful stories of Latinos and Latinas doing it in every single category and industry. Mm-hmm. And that's the story and how we started doing the magazine. First, at the beginning, just for interviews, but then we started talking about the most interesting topics for all of them. And of course, business, politics, leadership, all of those topics are always very important. And the franchise came when some of our advertisers, like 7-Eleven, like Burger King at that time, like Exxon, when they were having some ideas on franchising their gas stations, reached out to us and say, hey, would you help us to reach Hispanic or Latino franchisees that could be interested in our stores?
Okay.
So for many years, I would say for 4 or 5 years, we did different things with these different clients until it occurred to us to do an event.
So your audience of readers of this magazine, how many are in the United States and how many are in Latin America?
Okay, this particular magazine, Latino Leaders, only circulates in English and in the United States. And we have a little bit over 240,000 copies every 2 months. It's a 6 times a year magazine, and the content is basically interviews with all kinds of leaders from this community. Most of our readers are business-oriented, business owners, entrepreneurs, corporate people that are looking for that element of leadership for themselves and to be sharing stories with others.
And are they franchise leaders, franchise operators, or are they people who they don't own a franchise, but they'd be interested in owning a franchise?
Well, actually both. There's many interest in this community on entering a business that is completely unexplored by them. We have a lot of investors. We have a lot of small groups of maybe mom and pop shops with 1 or 2 or 3 little stores that could be, converting these businesses into more formal and branded business. So we have both, and it's a very dynamic community in terms of business.
And the readers of this magazine who are in the United States, are they going to develop a franchise in America, or are they likely to take a franchise to Mexico?
Well, I think the first part is larger. I think the people that is reading this magazine and looking for opportunities to grow in the Hispanic markets of the U.S. So what they are bringing is their knowledge, their experience, and their cultural element, if you will, that will make this store, this shop, this restaurant work better in this area because they know the market, okay. They know the territory, as they used to say. But also, many of these individuals have interest in businesses down in Mexico and the rest of Latin America. We have a big community in Puerto Rico. We have big communities in for example, one of the brands that is coming that is called Pollo Campero is from Guatemala.
Okay.
And very successful chicken restaurant.
Yeah. How many franchisors advertise in this magazine, or they use it as a means of seeking prospective investors?
I would say maybe around the 20s, 22 different ones.
Yeah, but I think this is a good entree for them into that
Yes.
market of investors. Then how did you overlap into the Latino Franchise Symposium? How did that come about?
Well, precisely, first of all, with a true interest in that's why it's called symposium and not an expo. The true interest of just sharing experiences to learn from each other, because the knowledge from KFC is different from the knowledge from Boston's, or the knowledge from a UPS store is different from, So my idea was to get them first together, share experiences, learn from each other. Everybody walks away with the knowledge and experience so they can strategize better. But then also there's the element of business and coming together, and that is when we come the network, and when it comes the presentations and the exhibitors. And we've been very successful rating business. In this event, we have closed up to maybe $60 million in business
in the first 2 years.
In the first 2 years
of conducting this symposium.
Exactly, that I know.
Yeah.
Because many times they do business without letting me know that they did that in the event.
Yeah. So you're not a broker. You're not getting a piece of the pie.
No.
Okay.
You're
just bringing people
together and hoping
doing it as a publisher.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very good.
And creating content for the magazine and helping to unite the community.
Yeah. So the magazine is Latino Leaders. Jorge Ferreaz has been my guest. I'm John Hayes at howtobuyafranchise.com. Please tune in, look around on our YouTube channel, find more of our interviews about franchising.
Thank you for listening to How to Buy a Franchise Show. If you want immediate assistance, visit howtobuyafranchise.com to contact Dr. John Hayes for a free consultation.